This is the staff of OEM from the town of Islip. OEM, if you don't know what that is Office of Emergency Management. What we do is, I'm going to get into that in a minute, but in a short and sweet, this is going to be very brief. I'm not going to bore you guys too much, hopefully. So what we do is we try to prepare the town and the residents and the businesses for all types of disasters, big events, and things like that. So there's a lot that the town has to do to try to maintain operations if a Hurricane Sandy comes in, and there's flooding, and there's damaged homes and roadways and all this stuff. So we're going to get into that, but my name is Robert Wiley. This is Kevin Berglund and Tom Ulrich. We all with the OEM, and there's Ann Mendes. She couldn't be here today. And then, of course, Commissioner Prudenti, who runs the Public Safety Division, which we fall under, Deputy Commissioner Matt Murphy, and Deputy Commissioner Don Mezzapiza, who couldn't be here today. So what we're going to do, the purpose of us being here is, what kind of threats are around this time of year? What do we have to worry about? Bingo, storms, right? So we're always preparing and worrying about tropical storms, hurricanes, and the damage that brings with us. But what we're going to go over today is general preparedness, which will transcend all types of disasters, all types of emergencies, things that you can do, and they're mostly simple, but will help you be ready should a disaster come our way.
What's the word bingo?
I know, I caught on to that. Okay, and this isn't working. Okay, I did the intro. So we always like to open up with a couple quotes. Benjamin Franklin back in the day, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. We don't want to fail. We want to be ready for whatever might come our way. So in our office, we're constantly writing plans, updating plans, testing them. We run exercises within the town, and now we try to bring some of that out to you guys. Another one I thought was interesting. Remember, when a disaster strikes, the time to prepare, it's past. It's gone. So the only time to prepare is ahead of time. It's like an athlete, right? They don't wait till the match to prepare. They train. A boxer, he's constantly preparing, he's fighting, he's exercising, doing all his training ahead of time. So what we do, I just spoke briefly about that. Event happens or is coming, we start getting the town's preparedness at a heightened level. We coordinate with the Department of Public Works, the DPW, the DEC, the Parks Department, planning, and we make sure everyone is ready and focused to address whatever might come our way. We're not limited to hurricanes or flooding. Whatever it is, we prepare for everything. We call that an all-hazards approach. The primary thing is you, the people. We want to keep you safe. Life, safety, and then property are our two major goals. We want to protect you, and we want to protect your homes and your residences and your businesses, whatever might be within the town. So anytime we plan for anything, that's always the number one objective. People and property, keep them safe. We've experienced a lot of things here in the town of Islip. You know, this was East Islip, right on Sunrise Highway. I know it's hard to see from your distance. There was a major flooding event right here in West Islip. We experienced major flooding events. Sandy decimated various parts of the town, including Fire Island. But our goal is to get the town back, first to prepare ahead of time, secondly, when it happens, to recover, to get everyone back into their homes safely, get the businesses up and running, get the roads cleaned up, get everything going, and try as quickly as we can to get back to normal, or some type of normal. So, a couple of preparation tips that we want to pass on to you. There will be information on the end of this meeting in the back table that you can take with you. So when I go over it, you're not going to fully probably understand what I'm saying. You can read through that material in case you forget, and it will help keep you on track. The town has notification systems that you can sign up for. You can sign up with emails, and the town will push out when there might be a pending storm coming or some kind of a threat or something to be concerned about. To get you thinking, say, all right, maybe I need to get batteries for my lights. Maybe I need to get groceries or water or things like that ahead of time. They also put a lot out on social media. If anyone does Facebook or Twitter or X, they call it now, that's another way they put it out. So emails and social media. One of the forms that is available, if you don't have it already, is the county has something called the Smart 911 system. The pamphlet, the handout will show you how to sign up and some of the benefits to it. In the short and sweet, you can let responders know some characteristics about your own home. If you have somebody who's disabled and can't get around good, if they're on certain types of medical necessities, oxygen, certain medications that are vital, if there's somebody with some other type of special needs in the house, hearing impaired, vision impaired, it will let the responders know ahead of time so they know what they're coming into, the fire personnel, the police, whoever it is that might be coming to assist you. It gives them an idea ahead of time of what they're walking into, which will help them help you. So that's the Smart 911. Of course, wherever you get your news from, whether it be News 12, the media channels, you hear storms coming, they're going to put it out there. Usually a number of days in advance. Start watching. You hear a storm is on its way and potentially might come towards Islip. That's the time to keep an eye on the news and again start making last-minute preparations, which we'll get into. What are some of the preparations? Obviously, we all need water and food and medications. We would like to have at least a 7-day supply of that stuff because we never know. It's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. So, when you're thinking about making preparations, we have a more comprehensive list, which will come up. But certainly, water, food, and medications for 7 days. So some canned goods, some non-perishable water, and then keep meds. Certainly, it's a good idea to keep meds in a go bag, something that you can grab if you had to leave your house for flooding. So when you leave, you're not leaving those important items back in the home. Develop what we call a family plan. Oh, I'm sorry, I overlooked one thing. If you have a pet, a dog, a cat, bird, whatever it might be, obviously they like family, right? We can't just leave them behind, so we have to account for them too. So think about their needs and what they might need. There are many pets that take medication too. So if you're thinking about your own medication, think about theirs, think about where you can go with them, because that limits all the shelters and places, should you need to evacuate, don't take pets. So we're going to show you how to find the appropriate shelter for your location and your situation. But the family plan. The family plan, what we want to start thinking about is communication plans with our loved ones, people that are important on our life, so we can communicate or know how to communicate before, during, and after an event strikes. If anyone remembers after Sandy, a lot of the phone lines were down. The cell towers will stay up for a period of time, but then their batteries start to degrade, and then we lose. So we want to prepare ahead of time and say, hey, if we have to evacuate, maybe you live on one block and somebody, a family member, another loved one lives on another block in your area or another area. Say, I'm going to go to the shelter at Suffolk Community College in Brentwood. This way, they can go and find you at the shelter and know where you're going to be ahead of time. There are evacuation routes set up. There's a website on the Suffolk County Office of Emergency Management website. They can show you evacuation routes. But in the short and sweet, if you live in a low-lying area, you want to move to higher ground. Higher ground typically is the center of the island. That's why the Brentwood campus of Suffolk College is one of our main shelters, because it's on high ground compared to if you live in Shoreline, in West Islip, Oakdale, anywhere within the town. The communication plan designate that meeting place, which I just discussed. Now, these are other important things. We talked about life safety. Life safety is always the primary concern. We want people to be safe during these events. But the second one I mentioned was property, right? In our homes, we all have valuable things, things that are important to us, things that mean a lot to us. So what we advise you to do is keep some sort of a record of the things that are important to you, you know. Better yet than that, if you can take some photos, a piece of jewelry, something that's valuable to you, document it. Because what's going to happen after the storm, say you have to evacuate flooding, flood comes and damages your house and you can't find those items, we're going to put claims into insurance. Insurance wants some sort of proof that you actually had it. So the documentation, the photos are even better to show that you had these items and the condition they were in. So what we recommend is you keep them in a safe place, preferably in like a waterproof bag, a Ziploc bag at least, to try to keep them protected from the elements. If you have insurance, review them periodically. Every year we have to renew the insurance. You know what you're covered for, know what you're not covered for, and make sure they're up to date. Maybe throw a copy of the policy in that plastic bag also. Personal things for each and every one of you, it's important for contact lists. Now, I'm not talking family, but other people that are important in your life. Your doctors, other medical providers, the insurance company. Keep their numbers, because if you have to leave and the internet's down and you have a difficulty finding, if you have those numbers in one place, it makes it easier for you to manage this crisis. As the storm's coming, like I said, we're going to watch the news ahead of time. We know hurricanes, we're fortunate. We usually have 5 or 4 days ahead of time to know. That's the time to start checking the flashlights. If you have a radio, a portable radio anymore, you want to make sure there's batteries for it. Make sure you have fresh batteries. Medical devices too. You know, some of them can sustain on batteries should there be a power outage. Leading up to the storm, you want to make sure everything you have is fully charged, including cell phones. These are some of the items that we recommend. This isn't the end of the list. This is just a basic list for that 7-day window I talked about. A small first aid kit, your medications that are necessary, a flashlight with some extra batteries, cash, because if the ATMs go down, the internet's down, and there's no money, at least you have some money to buy something you might need, water or other supplies. A portable power bank. They sell them. I know where many people used to just batteries, A, B, C, D batteries, but now they sell these power banks because what a lot of modern technology, cell phones and other things, don't work off those type of batteries. We need a power bank. They're fairly inexpensive, nothing crazy. The important documents we just talked about, preferably in some type of protective bag, and then a couple of basic tools. He can do anything. He's like MacGyver, if anyone watches the show. You give him a screwdriver, a pair of pliers, and some duct tape, he can fix anything. But if home gets damaged and a minor repair needs to be made, and maybe you just need a pair of pliers or a screwdriver, it's good to have these in your kit for that reason. all right, the storm is coming, we're confident it's coming our way. Think about that plan that you have, the communication plan with your loved ones, your family. Maybe start talking to them. Say, hey, it looks like we're going to get hit in a day or two. If I have to leave my house, this is where I plan on going. It helps them be able to locate you or reunite with you after. Identify what it is in that kit that maybe you don't have. Maybe you don't have extra batteries. Maybe that's the time ahead of the storm to go out to the store and pick up a few extra batteries or some water or whatever it is you're missing. Monitor your news sources, whatever it is, social media, News 12, the town of Islip e-alerts. If it really looks bad, there will be evacuation orders. We highly recommend that if an evacuation order, it's hard to leave your home. We understand that. But again, what's our number one concern? Safety, you guys, right? So we want you to be safe. It's better to evacuate ahead and rather than get stuck and we can't get responders to you in a timely manner. The storm will pass. Everything that happens, it comes and it goes, and then we work on recovering and getting back to our lives. Again, just to reiterate, the whole message of this theme of this presentation is preparedness. These aren't be all to end all. These are just ideas to put in your head to start thinking about before an incident occurs. The last thing, and then I'm done, we're going to pass it off to the hospital system, is we talk a lot about flooding and hurricanes, but what did we just get through the past couple of days? The heat, right? It's been a hot summer. I was listening to News 12 last night, and they said they think it's been the hottest summer on record so far for Long Island. So we all feel it in the heat. So use common sense precautions. Try to stay indoors in an air-conditioned place. Come here during the day. Libraries during the day. You know, a loved one, a family member, if your air conditioner breaks down. My sister's air conditioner broke the other day. I said, come over to my house. It was stifling. So she came until it was repaired and hung out. Limit your time outdoors, because what happens with the heat often is the air quality starts to go. So if you have any respiratory issues, it's just going to exacerbate that. And if you start getting overly active outdoors, it can cause some physical decline. Again, same thing, be informed, listen to the radio, TV, wherever you get your news, social media. Oh, I went back. And that's all we have. Does anyone have any questions? I know it was short and sweet, and I went kind of quickly. I didn't want to hold up the hospital from doing their presentation. They're probably a little more exciting than mine. So there is some information at the back table that any of these programs, but I highly recommend you sign up for the Town of Islip e-alerts. That's email. If you're on social media, look into the Town of Islip Facebook and X or Twitter page. That will be a timely way to receive information. The other one that's really important is the big long pamphlet, which is the Smart 911 from the county. And that's where you can put in your own personal information to help us help you better. Okay?
You need any help with the IT stuff? Kevin's really good at it.
Yeah, we go to him.
Bingo. Make sure you get cancer bingo. We need cancer bingo.
And the town is always here to help before, during, and after an emergency. That's why we prepare so hard to try to keep the town ahead of the curve. So should something come, you can always lean on the town, and we'll do our best to get you whatever it is you need. Okay? Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Stay cool.